All right, my friends, after some really long and brutal refactors and some really long lectures on my side, it's time to finally pull back the curtain and figure out how our project is going to be in its final form. So the last thing we really need to fix here, the sorter can only take a numbers collection. We need to make sure that sorter can take other types of collections as well, like a collection of characters, a string, or a linked list, or whatever else. So last thing we have to do, how do we get this type right here to go away? All right, quick diagram. So here's our sorter.ts file. It has our sorter class. At the top of the file, we are going to define an interface. And this interface is going to provide some instructions to other classes on our project on how they can be eligible for sorting. So the big question here is, what are those instructions exactly? How do we tell every other class inside of our project how we can sort them? Well, let's go back over to our sorter one last big time here. So inside of sorter, here's our collection property. This is the thing we are trying to sort, remember? And on that collection, you and I only need three different things. We need this collection right here to give us a length, so we know how many times we have to iterate through the collection. We need a compare method, so we can compare two elements next to each other. And then finally, we need a swap method, so we can swap two methods next to each other. So you and I are going to define some instructions at the top of the file that say, if you just give us a length property, a compare method, and a swap method, you can be sorted, no matter what type of collection you are. You can be an array of numbers, an array of strings, a string, an array of objects, an array of booleans. You can be anything possible as long as you define the length property, the compare function, and the swap function. And that's the big reveal. That's how we get some amazing code reuse. The final reveal here is that this is the last sorting algorithm you ever have to write, as long as you can define those three properties. So final diagram here, I'm going to now zoom out. Okay, here we go. So we just created that numbers collection that had swap, compare, and technically length was on there as well. So we're also going to create a new class called characters collection. Characters collection is going to wrap up a string that we want to sort. In order to sort that string, all you and I have to do is define a swap method that's going to swap two characters inside that string, a compare method that's going to compare two characters inside that string, and a length property that says how long that string is. If characters collection implements those three properties, or those two functions and that one property, it is eligible to be sorting, or to be sorted, as long as we define that interface. And the same thing for the linked list as well. Do you have any idea how to swap or how to sort a linked list, like off the top of your head? I can tell you I sure don't, but we don't need to know how to sort the linked list. All we need to know how to do is how to swap two elements inside of a linked list, how to compare two elements in a linked list, and then the overall length of that linked list as well. As long as a linked list has those three properties, we can use our existing sorter algorithm to sort it. All right, so once again, this is the big reveal. This is how we get code reuse. It is all through the existence of these instructions on how to be eligible as an argument to our sorter. And remember, whenever I put this like blue stuff up here, this is like code words right here for an interface. Now at this point, chances are I sound really excited. And you might be thinking, Stephen, why are you so excited? I've still got no idea what's going on here. If this is still not clear, totally fine. Remember, I've told you 10 times in this course already, the entire point of the course is to help you understand interfaces. This is not the last example we're going to go through. We still have many more applications where we're going to see this exact same kind of deal. Okay, so quick pause right here. When we come back to the next video, we're going to implement an interface at the top of sorter that describes how you can be eligible for sorting. Then we'll start to declare all these other collections of data, and we're going to figure out how we can sort them without actually knowing anything about how to like sort a string or how to sort a linked list and so on. So quick pause, and I'll see you in just a minute.